Well, good afternoon, folks. It is right now 12:41 on Tuesday afternoon. We are so blessed and fortunate that storm turned and missed us, and let's pray that it continues to miss the folks up the eastern seaboard of the United States. Keep in prayer the folks in the Bahamas. They were just devastated, folks. Just a horrible, horrible disaster there in the Bahamas. So let's keep them in prayer. Maybe if they need some financial support with the Red Cross, we could get behind that and help those people that probably have lost, in many cases, everything that they have. So let's talk about what we're doing, looking forward to the end of the year and the choices that we have individually in terms of our business in creating a year end to remember. I received a text message this morning from Christine Van Buskirk Balistreri. She says here, the storm hasn't stopped the market. We have 3 homes under contract since Thursday and have offers on 2 more being negotiated and expect a 3rd offer to come in shortly. Crazy. I'm going to show property today at 1 o'clock. Christine says the storm hasn't stopped them. They've got 3 contracts negotiated. They're negotiating 3 more offers. I was in Fort Lauderdale on Saturday. Pete and Kim were negotiating an offer over $1 million on Saturday. Folks, the storm has not stopped the business. So let's make sure that we have the proper mindset that we're going to have a September to remember and a year end to remember. So let's have a little honest conversation about what it's going to take in order for you to make that happen individually in your business. First of all, it starts with the decision that you're going to decide that you are going to create a year end to remember. The second thing we want to do is just write down a simple plan, write down what we're going to do each work day, and then execute on it. And when we do it, take a big fat marker, mark it off. You did your job for that work day. And then let's go ahead and go do it. The first thing that we're going to do individually and collectively is to get 25 names and addresses from each one of you. I've asked your staff, your OAs, to reach out to you and get 25 names of addresses, however they can, on toilet paper, on the bottom of your shoe, on the palm of your hand, in a shoebox, whatever it takes from each one of you is to get 25 names and addresses so that 100% of us can send out the Luxury Portfolio magazine to people we know. It can go to 25 homes. It can go to 25 condominiums. I don't care. 25 names and addresses from each one of you, and we need it by this Friday. That's the first thing we're going to work on. Then I'm going to send you a simple business plan and a blank calendar for the months of September, October, November, and December. And what I want you to do is I want you to mark out the days that you'll not be working. I want you to mark out the days that you won't be working. Those leaves the days that you will be working. We'll call those work days. And I want to suggest to you and implore and beg you on work days, what I want you to do is I want you to get dressed professionally, come to work, and start making contacts, speaking with people. Imagine there's about 60 to 70 work days between now and the end of the year. If you spoke to just 10 people a day, that would be 600 people that you would speak to between now and the end of the year. This is how the conversation I recommend goes. The reason I'm calling is, who do you know? The reason I'm calling is, who do you know? And then you ask them, when do you plan on moving? Folks, can you imagine just speaking to 10 people a day? Is it possible to speak to 10 people a day every work? Of course it is. It's easy to do, but unfortunately, it's easy not to do. But what will that do for your business? Then what if you wrote 2 personal notes between now and the end of the year every workday? That would be 120 to 140 personal notes multiplied by 100 and some plus agents. Can you imagine the business we would do if we would just do those 2 activities? Can you imagine just those 2 activities? Speaking to 10 people a day, like no kidding, 2 personal notes, then a big X through that calendar, go home, you're done for the day. Can you imagine what your business would look like? And then what would you do with the extra revenue? Could you find 1 person a month to move from renting to home ownership? Could you go out and visit 2 businesses a day? Could you hold 1, 2, or 3 open houses a week? Imagine every work day that you would do a productive activity, starting with 10 contacts, 2 personal notes. What would your business look like? So, I think we've overcomplicated this business. Quite frankly, it's just a business of common sense. The only way that you can write contracts for new listings and new sales, the only way that I know of, is to speak with people, to have conversations, folks. Ask yourself, you can post on Facebook and on Instagram, and I think that's great, but can you control the number of people that call you that day by posting? You know the answer, it's no. But you certainly can control the number of people that you dial and that you speak to and that you visit every single workday. See, Stephen Covey says, focus on the inner circle of influence, those things that you have control over, and don't worry about the outer circle of concern, but focus on the inner circle of things in your life, things in your business that you have control over. Things like creating a calendar of the number of work days between now and the end of the year. Things like on every work day that you get to the office, you get up in the morning, you have a nice breakfast, and you come to work, and you get to work, having conversations with people about real estate. The reason I'm calling is, who do you know? Folks, you see, we've overcomplicated this business. So if you want to do more business between the now and the end of the year, you have to consistently have more conversations with people. It's that simple, folks. It's that simple. So let me encourage you to take time, mark the number of work days that you're going to have this year by marking out those days that you're not going to work, And then on the work days, get dressed and come to work, like come to the office, speak to your 10 people, write your personal 2 notes, and then mark that day off as done. Folks, you are going to create for yourself through simple activity, an amazing September and year end to remember. So that's my message for you today. Let me encourage you to do that. When your office administrator reaches out to you and asks for your 25 names, would you just please do it? Whatever we need to do, I don't care how you give us the names, we'll put them in for you on toilet paper. I really don't care. 25 business cards, whatever you need to do, get us 25 names between now and Friday. Would you do that for yourself and for us? I appreciate it. Let's make this the most amazing September and year end to remember that you thought even possible. God bless you, folks. And again, you have so much to be thankful for. Let's get back to work.